Hello everybody, welcome back to The Void. Well, a little less of a void. I got a little bit of a better light setup here and still working on fleshing out how I'm going to shoot in here, but for now, this will do. It's Thursday now, and I promised that I would get a video out on every Thursday, so I didn't have time to record a lot of creative content this week, busy with work, but I still wanted to get something out there, and I wanted to thank everybody who has watched the Conrad Manfred video, A Market on Fire. I've been very happy and very humbled and very grateful for everyone that's watched it and for all your responses and the feedback. It's been wonderful. But today, kind of want to do a little bit of a story time in lieu of a creative video, just to talk about something that I haven't really talked about with many people. Maybe give a little bit of an insight into, why I want to be making these videos. So, let's begin. In May of 2018, I quit my job to film a movie. Now, prior to that, I had never been a cinematographer for anything. Why did I quit my job? To put all my eggs in one basket and film a movie. Back up just a little bit. March of that same year, I was cast in a commercial. That was sort of nice, stepping outside of the box, because up until then, the only sort of entertainment stuff that I had been doing has been stand-up comedy. I've been doing that for 3 years at that point, and wanted to do more than just get up on stage. So I figured, try acting. Well, around that time, April 2018, I had been in conversations with a fellow comic, acquaintance of mine, and he was talking about shooting a short film and was asking my opinion on equipment, techniques, shots, setups, and all this other stuff. And he said, I have a role for you. I think you would fit well. And I was happy to take it and happy to help film whenever I could. And he was shooting that in May. But that's not the movie that I shot. At the end of April of that year, 2018, I had enough of my current employment at the time. I found myself in a place where I wasn't happy working and being where I was. Company was great, but I just didn't see anything in my future there. I made the decision at the end of that month to put my 2 weeks notice in. I've been a licensed realtor since 2010. Never let my license lapse or go inactive. And at the time, the market was really starting to pick up. So I figured I could jump in and pick up a pretty decent career as a realtor. Go back to being self-employed. Have the time that I wanted to do to pursue. Left the building for my last day. I texted my friend after calling my dad, who said he was the proudest he had ever been for me to leave that job. It's nice. But I texted my friend and said, hey, if you're still interested in, workshopping the idea of your movie, let me know. And he texted back immediately saying I was going to shoot it and I was going to ask you to do it. A film gig lined up right off the bat. Now, full disclosure, I got paid for it. He was very generous to pay me for my time. Didn't have to. But he believed in the project and he believed in me. And let me tell you, when you've never shot a movie or have been on many major motion picture sets or major professional sets, the idea of someone putting a camera in your hand and saying, help me bring my vision to life, that was the most terrifying thing that I had ever felt. So from the time I left my job to the first day of our production, I just went full board into learning everything I could about what it means to be a cinematographer, what it means to shoot a movie, and I'm going to show you the equipment that I had and used, just the main equipment. And then I'm going to show you some clips of the finished product. So here's what I used to film an independent feature film. Canon T3i, a zoom recorder, a couple of lenses. So that's it. very basic setup. Now, I didn't have time to pull out all of the equipment that I use because a lot of it's buried right now and a lot of it's packed away, but these are the main 2 items that I used, along with, the lenses that I showed there too. But the camera and the audio recorder, the main 2 things I used for the film. Now, with that in mind, I want to show you the cinematographer reel that the director cut together for me. These are some of the shots that both him and I like best about the film, and I'll let you judge and see what a consumer-grade DSLR camera and a, fairly standard audio recorder can get you for a film. So those clips are from the film called Outbound. We shot that from September 2018 until January 2019. Boy, was that a process. I met a lot of great people filming, a lot of seasoned actors and aspiring actors. But the main thing about that shoot was that was a 2-man show. The director was also the lead actor in it. So at times, it was a 1-man show. Good for me. I like taking on all the responsibility. I like having, I wouldn't say control, but having a hand in all the aspects of, the creation of something. But boy, did it become cumbersome. My one regret from that process was not keeping a diary, a production diary, whether video or written. Because there was a lot of things that I would have liked to revisit in terms of struggles for the day, things that worked for the day. Maybe look back on it and just utilize some of those notes to help me going forward. I think back on it, there was a lot more positive than negative coming out of the shoot. To break it down, the positive was I filmed the movie. I filmed the movie that he submitted to festivals, submitted God knows where. It's his project, his baby. Let him run with it. The negative was really stressful because it's learning on the fly, but it's also responsibility put on my shoulders that I don't think I needed at the time because I quit my job and real estate was slow, so it was kind of hard to sustain myself. Bills are coming due and you're running out to do a shoot and you're not getting anything that day from the shoot. Stressful. It also put an interesting, quirk into my relationship with other artists and creatives. One of the things that I know that I could improve on, especially when collaborating with somebody, is realizing that input is beneficial when it advances the whole of the project. And what I mean by that is I kept putting in notes and making suggestions to either do the shot this way or act the line out this way. But it was my own personal preference and how I wanted to see it. And in the end, it wasn't my movie. It is, but it's not my voice. It's not the story that I am telling. I was hired to capture the story for the director. And I know that I could be a better collaborator at that point. Now, a lot of people don't know that I shot a movie. Fewer people have even seen it. But shooting that movie is one of the best things that had ever happened to me. I know it got submitted to, a couple of festivals. I know that when all is said and done, the movie fizzled and nobody has asked about it. A couple people have asked to see it, and I'll maybe someday, with the director's permission, I'll show it to people. But for now, just sort of sit on the hard drive. I've revisited it every now and then. I look at it and I think I could have done that better. Well, it's not going to win any Oscars. And it's not going to win a lot of awards at festivals, if any. I'm still proud of it. I'm proud because I did it. I'm proud because on our way to the first shoot, first day of production, we were driving into Boston, and we were shooting a scene in an office setting. And we were probably about 10 minutes away, sitting in a little bit of traffic, just about to drive through the city, when I, out of nowhere, just looked at the director and said, I can't do this. I was sitting in the passenger seat holding all of my equipment, and I looked at him, and I said, I can't do this. And all he asked was, why? I said, because I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, and anything I do is going to mess your movie up. And I couldn't bear the fact of ruining somebody else's creative work. And what he said was, if I didn't believe that you could do it, you wouldn't be here right now. If I didn't think that we could grow and learn on this together and make one hell of a film, then I probably wouldn't have put this all together. And that really stuck with me. He had enough blind faith in me to help him see his dream, his story come to life, despite the lack of experience. If I didn't quit my job, that movie never would have happened. With me, at least. I never would have done it. If I had never taken the opportunity to shoot that movie, I don't think I'd be where I am right now in terms of what I want to do. And last week's video sort of reinvigorated that thought for me, relit that spark, that I had permission to be creative. And so the plan going forward, I am in the midst of shooting more creative content. It just takes a little bit of time. Like that Conrad video, it took 2 weeks. So my plan is to at least get 2 creative pieces out there a month, I'm hoping. Unless it's something long form, then at least once a month. But definitely going to pop in with more talking head stuff because there's a couple of stories I want to tell. Anyway, thanks for listening to this story. This is me keeping my promise, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.